The usual Christmas dinner for Ferrari, a sea of clichés about the next Formula One season, and the local press's desire to flatter the Scuderia, which, once again, gathers in large numbers for this mythical event, as useful as a €3 coin. Yes, the opening of the video is a bit harsh, but, on the other hand, witnessing this kind of charade every year, built specifically for the occasion, frankly gets a bit annoying for those who follow the top motorsport category in a certain way. Let's be clear, it's not that technical discussions are always necessary. It is fine to discuss intentions. Unfortunately, year after year, the litany remains the same. The car will be completely new. This is an easy line for those who, for a living, love to draw up percentages because they know everything or almost everything, when in reality they just listen and imagine. It is the usual nonsense. The hot air that everyone loves, though no one really knows why. During the gathering of brilliant minds, many things were discussed. The dinner was attended, of course, by the two new additions who have been operational since October 1st. The former Mercedes engineer Loic Serra and the Belgian Jerome D'Ambrosio. The three French speakers will likely get along very well speaking their native language. This is what we expect. As for the rest, Ferrari should change its attitude a bit. In life, it's not always necessary to be humble. In Italy, there is this tendency to think that one must always have a modest profile. Despite this, Italy remains a remarkable forge of talent, much of which leaves the peninsula and goes on to succeed abroad. As for us, starting from the fact that the historic Maranello team employs people from all over the world, the mental bar should be raised a bit. Conviction is needed to reach the top in Formula One. Boldness and, in some cases, a bit of arrogance. We are talking about traits that are in direct conflict with humility. All the individuals who are part of Ferrari must realize what they represent and use that against their rivals. It is a bit like what Mercedes did first and Red Bull did later, throughout the hybrid era, where they racked up their successes. Now, trying to avoid the gallons of saliva spilled by those who attended the dinner, let's try to take stock of the commends made by the key figures mentioned earlier. Being fast on track does not automatically mean becoming a phenomenon in managing a Formula One team when you hang up your steering wheel. Conversely, spending a career hopping from seat to seat without ever making an impact at other levels does not prevent you from reaching the top in future managerial roles. Two glaring examples are from the teams that have won everything since 2014, British motorsport executive Christian Horner and the Austrian Toto Wolff, who, until proven otherwise, were what we can call poor drivers. No offense, yet in Formula One they are true phenomena in managing a team. Let this be a good omen for Jerome D'Ambrosio, who, among other things, has already worked very positively with the Brackley team. The 38-year-old from Etterbeek will serve as a sort of deputy team principal. In practice, he will be the right-hand man of Ferrari team principal Frédéric Vasseur. He will stand in for him in certain matters when the French manager is busy with other issues and unable to be everywhere. He will also provide valuable advice and will work closely with Frédéric Vasseur in Maranello. Apparently, his desk will be next to the one reserved for the French boss. Jerome D'Ambrosio was born in Etterbeek, Belgium, on December 27, 1985, to a family of Italian descent. He began his motorsport career in 1999 with karting, winning 3 Belgian national titles between 2000 and 2002. In 2000, he also won the prestigious Junior Monaco Kart Cup and the Formula A World Cup in 2002. D'Ambrosio transitioned to single-seaters in 2003, winning the Belgian Formula Renault Championship in his debut season and later competing in Formula Renault 3.5, Euro 3000 Series, Formula Masters, and GP2. In 2009, he became the GP2 Asia Vice Champion and won a race in the main series, earning a role as a test driver for the Virgin Racing Formula One team. In the top category, Jerome raced for Marussia Virgin Racing and Lotus F1 team before moving to Formula E, where he competed until 2020. In October of that same year, D'Ambrosio joined the Venturi Racing Formula E team, first as deputy team principal and later as team principal, leading the team to second place in the championship with 10 podiums across 16 races. Jerome D'Ambrosio is not a gamble and already knows Lewis Hamilton very well, with whom he collaborated at Mercedes during the 2023 Formula One season. At that time, although he was the head of the junior team, he had the chance to closely follow the actions of the 7-time Formula One world champion. He described Lewis Hamilton as an outstanding figure who knows how to work in a team. Furthermore, although he is deeply British, he will adapt to the Italian environment very quickly. This is the Belgian's view, who described the welcome he received as absolutely incredible. In Jerome D'Ambrosio's case, his presence on track will not be constant. It is believed that he will miss several races, with the goal of supporting all the personnel in the factory toward the 2026 project. He will serve as a watchful eye on the work to be done, reporting every detail of what happens in Maranello to Fred Vasseur during his absence. Jerome D'Ambrosio is approaching this Formula One adventure without the mindset of a driver, a practice he has long since moved on from, hoping to make a difference and contribute to the learning curve of the historic Ferrari team. Moving on to the other key addition ahead of the 2025 Formula One Championship, Loic Serra is a great technician. In 2003, the French engineer focused on Formula One R and D at Michelin, staying with the French company until its withdrawal from the top category in 2006. He then joined the BMW Sauber Formula One team, where he served as head of vehicle performance. In 2010, Loic Serra moved to the newly formed Mercedes Formula One team, where he remained until the start of the 2024 championship. During his time alongside the team led by Toto Wolff, he worked with experts in tires, suspension, aerodynamics, and power units to ensure that every area of development contributed to creating a fast and reliable car package. Many Ferrari fans were not overly excited by his name, as it is not as popular as that of Pierre Wache or Dan Fallows, two engineers who, if we look at it, did everything last season except earn glory. Therefore, we must give all the trust in the world to Loic Serra, who is one of the foremost experts in the interaction between tires and chassis. His great experience will have a significant impact on the 2025 car, which is the target. He also spoke highly of Lewis Hamilton, knowing him better than Jerome D'Ambrosio. Like Frédéric Vasseur, his fellow countryman has no doubt about Lewis Hamilton's competitiveness, both regarding his immense talent, which remains intact, and the British driver's ability to adapt to an environment quite different from what he is used to. Challenges are the daily bread for the seven-time Formula One world champion, who once again in his career is ready to prove his worth. Loic Serra, too, will not be a frequent visitor to the track, as he will need to closely follow the progress of the 2025 car and the design of the 2026 Formula One project. In his case, we are talking about a different job, as the Frenchman from Nancy will have to oversee two very different programs, but with the same goal, namely to win. After the Christmas break, the tour de force will begin, and the commitment required will be incredible. For the first time in Loic Serra's case, we will be able to appreciate his ideas on the SF25 car, as this is what the 2025 single-seater is expected to be called. We can only wait, knowing that the Ferrari technical department should finally be ready to make a difference without the back and forth of personnel from last season.